everybody, Levi Clay here, and I'm back again for another vlog. Now, sorry for the delay in these vlogs. I've recently moved house, so this is actually a new studio. It probably looks the same as the last one, same setup, but totally different location. Today, what I'm going to be talking to you about is Nick Jonas. And actually, Nick Jonas isn't really the target here. Nick Jonas isn't really the subject. Nick Jonas is the conduit for which I have a reason to talk. As some of you may have seen, Nick Jonas performed at the ACM, Academy of Country Music Awards ceremony a couple of days ago, and he had a live guitar solo and it was dog shit. And to me this was a non-issue, but my Facebook feed for the last 2 days has been filled with Nick Jonas, people ripping into Nick Jonas. And I thought that really needed some thought. I thought that needed to be talked about. I appreciate that jokes can be made, and it is quite funny. In fact, Nick himself has taken to Twitter and has seen the funny side in it, describing it as a brain fart. These things happen. I've seen transcribers actually, like myself, try and use the opportunity for some promotion. Again, fair enough. It's funny. We treat it as funny. Funny is fine. I've seen at least 4 people who have transcribed his solo. Interestingly, all of the transcriptions were different. Though that's a subject for another day, I'm sure. The point is, people have really sort of ripped into Nick Jonas here. And I don't want to rip into Nick Jonas. I want to rip into you if you've ripped into Nick Jonas. I want to say, what's the problem? Like, in the grand scheme of things, what's the problem? Nick's just doing his job. You might not like him. I don't like him. Actually, I don't really know that much about him, but I know of him. I know his history. I know where he's from. I don't like him. But he's just doing his job. He's just gone to work and done his job. Now, we've all had bad days at work. We've all had days where we wish we performed better. And this case, literally, performance is the key here. So from that aspect, I don't really think there's an issue. Nick himself admitted that, as I said, he had a brain fart. It's not his best moment. But everybody has done it. Now, the real issue comes in here with, what was your expectation? Like, I think the reason you rip into Nick Jonas is because, well, he's not a real musician, right? I assume. I've seen some people rightfully say, you know, there are better people that could perform on that stage with him. What you'll find is 90% of people that are saying there are better people that could perform on the stage with him don't have a fucking clue who they are. In fact, most of you have just seen ACM Awards and you don't even know what the fuck that is. The Academy of Country Music Awards. Really? Country music? Is this a field that you know a lot about? Could you reel off a list of names of people that would be better suited to that role than Nick Jonas? I don't think he's the perfect man for the gig, but the direction that country music is headed, he's definitely got what they're kind of looking for. Unless you want to go Brad Paisley, who's pretty old hat. I love Brad, don't get me wrong, he's one of my favourite artists of all time. But in terms of ACM performances, Brad's hosted it many times. He's not the young face anymore. And the same could be said of guys like Keith Urban. Again, a megastar in the country, in that sort of scene, in those circles, but again, old. And you could look at guys like Vince Gill and go, well, Vince is really old. Vince is fantastic, but is he the right face for this? No. Andy Wood, obviously, another great choice, playing with Rascal Flatts. But in the grand scheme of things, he's just a hired gun. He's not... Nick Jonas was this was a duet, and he was singing as well. So, in the grand scheme of things, what does it fucking matter? And also, I don't see you ripping into guys like Steve Vai or Tosin Abasi or any of these guys that make mistakes. And this is where things are really interesting to me. With Nick Jonas, as a guitar player, I mean, he can play, he can do what he needs to do for his songs. He's a singer-songwriter, right? Your expectation is here. And his level of performance was way down here. What were you expecting, right? But when you think of someone like Steve Vai, your expectations are up here. So when Steve Vai makes mistakes, when Steve Vai plays bum notes, when Steve Vai is out of key or does something that he didn't intend to do, and has a performance level down here. You've got much more disappointment. You were expecting more. This is one moment in a man's career, and I think everybody has really jumped on the bandwagon to rip him apart. I don't think there's anything wrong with that mob mentality where we all band together to stand up and ridicule someone who deserves to be ridiculed. We did that just recently with Amin Safar and his guitar competition entry, right? But that's a different thing, right? That's someone being deceptive. That's someone conning people. That's someone trying to rip people off for his own personal gain. This isn't that. This is just a man that's going out and doing his job, and he's had a bad day at work, a terrible day at work, but it just needs to be let go. It really does. I'm tired of it. It's only been 2 days, and who knows how much longer it's going to go on for. Don't buy into the media hype. All of the websites have posted it because they know that it will get traffic, and you're just spreading it. You're just helping them get the traffic on what is ultimately utter horseshit. No one cares. Let's talk about good music that's coming out, etc. So there we have it. What do you guys think? Drop your comments in the box below. Obviously, hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel. And if you've got any suggestions for anything else you'd like me to talk about, let me know. Thanks for checking it out, guys. I'll see you soon.